Good morning, student clients in the world of YouTube. This is the DLA guru in the building, the DLA guru in the building. I decided to go live this morning to the general public. I want to do a quick Q&A session and just to basically get you guys more in touch with who I am and what my channel is all about, and also some topics of discussion, some thoughts that I have in my mind as it relates to the general population of government contractors that are out there. It's kind of I've seen a big explosion in the YouTube world and social media platforms where there's a lot of information going about as it relates to this untapped business opportunities with with federal contracting. It's been coined the GovCon space, acronym for government contracting space. So there's a lot of opportunities to do services, going after competitive bids for service opportunities with the federal government, as well as products. And there's a bone of contention in the marketplace whereas should you seek services or should you seek products as it relates to doing business with the world's largest customer, the Defense Logistics Agency, as well as the federal government. And I would say it's a nice blend of both is what I would recommend you strive for. Services can be very, very convoluted because it's all about teaming and things of that nature in order to deliver and perform those types of contracts. Products are a little less difficult to navigate because it's a widget. You know, you work with the manufacturer, you negotiate the best pricing, you understand the terms and conditions of those contracts as far as delivery and packaging and labeling, things of that nature, and you just get it delivered. And it's done. You wash your hands from it and then wash, rinse, and repeat. So it all really depends on your temperament and the type of business that you have and the way that you would like to diversify your portfolio as it relates to government contracting. But for those content creators that are out there saying products are not the way to go, services are the only way, I wouldn't recommend that as a way of going about doing business with the federal government. But who am I? Well, I am the DLA guru, and I've been working with the U.S. federal government and the Department of Defense by way of the DLA for quite some time. I do have a presentation for you guys today to talk a little bit more about some of the thoughts I have into this particular calendar year, this fiscal year, 2024. And I'm hoping that I can inspire and empower those of you who are new to me, new to my content, or those of you that are aware of me, aware of my content, who have taken the MasterClass, who have graduated, who have gotten involved with working with the DLA, that we can continue this journey together, as well as just providing more and more information, because information is key in the government contracting space. And anyway, so I have a lot of things on my agenda today. I want to start this off by saying, if you're out there, it looks like I have 3 concurrent viewers, and thank you for chiming in this early morning. If you're interested in sending me a quick message, you have to be a subscriber to the channel in order to participate with the chat. So make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and share it. If you have any friends or family members that you may be interested in turning on to some of this world of GovCon and the DLA, feel free to shoot them a text real quick to say, hey, the DLA guru is live. My plan is to be on here for about 30 minutes or so to field as many questions as I possibly can. Now, keep in mind, these are just general questions. I won't be answering any questions related to national stock numbers or DLA solicitations in this public forum, but it would be more just general Q&A. I do have a members only part of my channel where we do deeper dives into answering specific questions related to the DLA as it relates to solicitations, contracts you may be working on, vendor development, networking, things of that nature, that's on a members only kind of, closed circuit paid subscription type, where we basically be able to connect on YouTube and or Patreon and be able to have a more virtual classroom session where it's you're able to mic up and camera up in order to work with yours truly, the DLA Guru. I do those bi-monthly. So next Saturday, the 13th of January is when I'll have my next live stream for members only. And you'd have to be part of the Brigadier General level of the YouTube space. And also, if you have graduated from any of my master classes, any of them that I have, at any point in time, you would also, I believe we sent links to the Patreon members only Patreon site that we have just for those members. We have a lot of discounts and special rates to help. I consider continuous education for those of you who have decided to invest in any of my master classes. There's a gift to you for continuous education in the GovCon space, namely with that of the DLA, and you'll be able to find it on Patreon. So be sure you check your inbox if you are one of those viewers out there that has taken one of my master classes and have no idea what I'm talking about. It's in your inbox, and if it's not there, check your spam. If it's not in spam, send me an email at the FED.Contracting at nmsupply.com, as you see on screen right there. And I'll be sure to get that link over to you guys so you can take a look at what we're doing over on Patreon as well. Okay, so I have a few things that I want to talk about today, and I'm really, really excited about this. Let me go ahead and launch my presentation for you guys. All right, give me a second. And why is it's not launching just yet? Well, I got a PowerPoint presentation here. Okay, there it is. It's launching now. All right, and let me go ahead and get that on screen. Okay, cool. All right, so got a quick presentation for those of you out there, and keep in mind, if you want to drop me a comment, feel free. I see we have 5 concurrent viewers. Welcome. Let me know if you are in the building by hitting that like button. That way I know that you guys are kind of excited about me taking a little time out of my schedule to join in. Looks like I got 2 likes from those out there, so thank you for those likes. But keep the likes coming, because that kind of gets the, I call it now the audio rhythm. Instead of the algorithm, I'm gonna call it the audio rhythm. It gets that kind of moving and cracking. Oh, okay, I got it. Eddie Drayton. All right, thanks, Eddie. Thanks for the comment there. And I'll come back to the comments in a second, and I'll be able to read all that, and I'll read it out loud. But yeah, keep the comments coming. And but before diving into the comments, let me go ahead and go into my quick presentation, because I got some great stuff to talk about with you guys. Okay, moving in. My name, as you all know, is Kiwi Hendricks, and I am the U.S. National Sales Manager, or U.S. Government Sales Manager, I should say, for the National Material Supply Company. I'm also known, as you guys know, as the DLA Guru. I've coined the name DLA Guru because I've been doing this type of work in the wholesale distribution of product space for the federal government for the past 20 years. And I've worked namely with that of the DLA. And so I have a lot of information in between my ears that a lot of what I like to say, skint my knee along the way. And I think it's a perfect opportunity for me to share some of that knowledge with those of you who may be new to the DLA, to help you not skin your knee the same way as I did, as far as establishing our company in this space. So a lot of knowledge. I always talk about subscribing to my channel, because the YouTube world is all about subscriptions. So for those of you who have subscribed, I think we got a little over 1,600 subscribers. So thank you for all of those who have taken some time out of your day as you're reviewing some of my content and getting a lot of the nuggets and things that I put in the general YouTube world by hitting the subscribe button. Thank you. Last I checked, we got about, I think we're approaching 80,000 views of my catalog. And so we got a lot of folks that are watching the content and absorbing the videos and things of that nature. And I mean, we have tons of watch time hours as well. Last I checked, I think we have like over 9,000 hours of watch time of the channel. So, I've been getting a lot of gems, a lot of nuggets to help empower you guys and inspire you to get involved with the DLA. So fantastic. Only thing I ask is you hit the subscribe button and like some of those videos, because that helps to get my message out to a broader audience within the YouTube audio rhythm. And so I appreciate your support as it relates to that. So as far as my presentation today, I've thought long and hard about what my goals would be for fiscal year 2024 as it relates to my channel, my content, my company's growing consulting division called NMS Learning Systems. We are really excited about the 2024 outlook. I have made a goal within our organization as it relates to our consulting division of our company to support 100 new businesses with DLA contracts. And what I mean by support is not just by the US, not by the YouTube, like just the free videos that are out there, or just the content that is very high level general content, but I literally want to bring 100 new businesses within a network of where you're working with me to be able to give you the coaching that you'll need in order to be successful, not only with the DLA, but just GovCon in general, because we've been awarded a lot of contracts outside of just the general DLA over the past 20 years. Our company has had GSA schedules in the past. We got enrolled in the AD program in 2009. We've worked directly with military bases, outside of, just the, DLA space. We've had a lot of contracts that would support products and related like kitting services with military bases throughout the United States. We also have a large commercial side of our business that we do business online as it relates to e-commerce and just working with larger companies to support a lot of their supplier diversity programs, because our company is a minority-owned company. And so, just have a lot of information about how you guys can diversify your company, not only just looking strictly at the DLA, but I'm looking to get 100 new businesses that I would like to say that, I'm a bona fide coach of those businesses in order for you guys to tap into all of my knowledge as it relates to, just having a viable business. I was able to leave corporate America over 15 years ago. I think I left corporate America. So, working with the federal government, which is pretty awesome, because you can still have a 9-to-5 and still do business with the federal government. I left the comforts of corporate America back in 2009 because in order to be part of the 8A program, you have to be a bona fide self-employed individual. You cannot have a W-2 from another company to be a part of the 8A program. So I left I left corporate America back. I think it was 08 actually. I left in 08 and got involved with the 8A program in 09. Shortly after, that was part of my mission to leave corporate America and join the 8A program. So, and I haven't looked back since. And so, I think there's a lot of information that I have between my ears to support businesses. Those of you who may have 9-to-5s or maybe small businesses that are looking just to scale. And I, invite you to stay connected to me. I haven't decided exactly how I'm going to select those 100 new businesses, but I know it's all going to stem from you guys getting involved in supporting, my objectives of getting the message out, getting you involved in my coaching business that I'm breathing life into and found some success. And so, as time goes on this year, you guys are going to be seeing a lot more content coming from me as it relates to how you can get involved to be part of my 100 new business goals. Some of that is going to be, I just recently created a LinkedIn group and I named it the DLA Vendor Network, the DVM. The DVN, I'm sorry, the DVN and the DLA Vendor Network. I actually launched it last night on LinkedIn. And what I'm hoping to do there is to kind of start the ball rolling For those of you who have LinkedIn profiles, you'll be able to request to be added to that group. And I want it to be a complete networking group for those of you, small businesses and large businesses, that may be interested in doing more networking as it relates to supporting the DLA. And so I'll drop the link to that particular LinkedIn group in the chat right now. So I'll drop it in the chat, and I also have it in the description of this video at the end when this live stream goes. When it goes, and see, I think I can show it. Yeah, see, yeah, there it is. Yeah, it's kind of a long. Well, I'll leave it on screen for a quick second there, but if you're interested in it, it's right there. But it's also in the chat where you can just at least click the link. Don't forget, you got to be a subscriber to the channel in order to gain access to the chat there. I really appreciate it. I know it's a little bit of painstaking for you to hit the subscribe button, but yeah, hit the subscribe button. You can gain access to that link. I urge you to come over to the LinkedIn space, because that's going to be a platform that I envision for business professionals who are dedicated to learning more on how to grow your business with the DLA. I'd like us all to kind of link up over in the LinkedIn space and be able to communicate and support one another. To talk about contracts that you've won, or issues that you've that you faced, or issues that you faced and have graduated from, have grown from, that you can share some of that information with other folks in the space on LinkedIn, and we can kind of create this community. That's why I named it the DLA Vendor Network, the DVN. So come one, come all, feel free to join that. And I look forward to seeing you over in the LinkedIn space. And again, that's considered for just the general public of DLA professionals, just to kind of start to connect with one another, because you never know who you may be able to meet in these social media spaces that may help to empower you. I mean, it may be a company that's in your backyard, or or may have a expertise in an area where you may lack. There's a lot of machining opportunities, precision machining opportunities with the DLA, where there may be different components of a product that needs to be built, that you may be able to build one aspect, another vendor can build another. You guys can find each other in this space and be able to link and join forces and have partnerships and joint ventures, outside of just working directly through our company. So that LinkedIn space is designed just for that. And, I'm looking forward to doing some pretty cool things around LinkedIn. It's a great platform for that. Also, I talk a lot about, getting training, seeking coaching. So for those of you who watch my content, I'm always talking about, getting involved, making sure you have the toolage so that you don't make mistakes, because you can get involved with government contracting and drop the ball and be blacklisted, in that, you could lose your cage code. You could also, they call it government contracting jail, where you can have hits against your performance scores, such that, you may, be locked out from doing any kind of government contracting work for 90 days, 120 days, a year, or indefinitely, if you don't understand exactly what you're doing. So it's always great to get training, to seek coaching, work with folks that have been in the space. Again, I've been doing this for over 20 years, and I'm still in the building. I'm still here. So there's a lot of information that you can tap into. I get a lot of folks that reach out and send me emails, ask me questions about contracts, and these guys are not, part of any of my groups. They have not invested in any master classes. It's just kind of like, hey, help me out with this for nothing. So I got to spend time reading your email and drafting a response back, and there's no benefit to me as it relates to a fair exchange. I always call it a fair. My motto was, a fair exchange is never a robbery. And what I mean by that is, if I'm exchanging great information to keep you out of trouble, hey, you got to provide a little benefit back to me as just business respect. And as you see in my scrolling marquee down there, I say DLA knowledge is power. Support the channel. In any way. And I really appreciate that. And believe you me, if you've been able to do a one-on-one with me, I give you more than what you ask for as it relates to it, because I get excited about folks who are serious and want to take some time to trust me with my knowledge to help empower your business. So I make sure that I'm sure that many folks that have talked to me personally can attest to that. That I'm all about. I get really excited about helping people. So my channel is a testament of, you see how many videos I got in the catalog and all the information I give out. So that's that. Another thing for fiscal year 2024, building your team. You got to build a team, and that team, it's not just, an internal team within your own organization, because a lot of times folks that are getting involved, especially you got a 9 to 5, they call this, the term is being a solopreneur. And there's nothing wrong with being a solopreneur, but you can get a lot more done if you are able to divide the task. It will multiply your success. So building your team internally, that is, talking with family members, talking with loved ones, especially if you have children, children who are of age and you're trying to get them involved in athletics, which is great. You want to get them involved in, higher education opportunities, but hey, you also want to get your children involved in learning how to make money and learning how to make money with one of the world's largest customers, because the federal government doesn't make anything. They buy everything. So you want to make sure that you are getting your children, as well as, friends and family members, involved in understanding more about federal contracting, because it's really a best kept secret as it relates to ways to have a sustainable customer that will always be there. As long as the United States government is turned on, they're always going to be a customer. And you also have a way of recession proofing your business. There's always opportunities to do business with the federal government. So learning how to get involved and learning how not to make mistakes so that you can stay involved is the key. And so you want to build your team and bring them on and teach them, have them watch videos, have them do master classes, have them get involved at some level in order to help sustain your company. And not only with your internal team, you want to look at building your external team. And again, my LinkedIn, and I think Dammy just dropped a comment. Thanks, Dammy. Dammy, you just joined the LinkedIn group. Fantastic. Welcome to the building. Again, it's brand new. Just launched it last night. So, there's a lot planned as time goes on. And so, you'll be one of the inaugural members of the LinkedIn group. So welcome aboard. But back to my thoughts, and so building your team, outside of your internal team, that is like within your company, the roof of your company or your company umbrella, but you want to build your external team as well, meaning your vendors and your manufacturers that you work with. You want to build those teams and cultivate those relationships. I mean, you want to find ways to link with those manufacturers or those tier 1 distributors by getting a dedicated sales rep within those organizations, that you have their first and last name and their unique email address. It's not always a great thing to email companies at their sales@whatever.com email address. You want to get someone's name so that they have a cell phone number and a desk number where you can pick up the phone and actually talk to them. They know you. If they're local to your city that you're headquartered in, and they're in town or whatever, you want to find ways of linking with them and having lunch. You want to build those teams and cultivate those relationships because you want to build trust in between your organization and theirs, with the common goal of increasing revenue, because every company wants sales. That's how they sustain themselves. So you want to find ways of doing that. And within my space, within my coaching, within my LinkedIn group, and everything that I have planned for this year, my plan is to help coach you along those ways of, what are some great ways of doing business? How do you write emails? How do you, what's a good way of following up with vendors? How do you schedule like LinkedIn, how do you schedule Zoom calls where you can do the one-on-one company capability briefs, where you learn about their company, they learn about you, and you're doing it on camera, or again, I prefer skin to skin if at all possible. But, with the pandemic and everything, the culture in our society has kind of brought in this aspect of the virtual meetings. So that, that's above board. The government, by the way, uses, Microsoft Teams. They're not very Zoom centric. So you want to make sure you have a Zoom account and a Microsoft Teams account so that you can have the right software that can empower you to assist with your networking, your external networking. And last but not least, you want to make sure that you're networking with the end user, the customer. In this case, the DLA. As I think I made an announcement a couple of weeks ago where the DLA put out a publication, a PR release about the DLA moving back into the office this year, effective this month. The DLA contract officers, contract administrators, the folks that make it happen in the contracting space, they will be in the office Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. That is butts and seats in the actual brick and mortar offices of the DLA. Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, they'll be there. And then I believe the schedule was Mondays and Fridays, they will be able to telework. All right. So they're not 100% in the office. They're kind of on a, on a schedule, but I believe they're just testing this out, and ultimately they're going to get back to the Monday through Friday as time goes on. But that's also a great opportunity for you to make phone calls, because if you guys know, last year you make phone calls to contract officers. A lot of times you get voicemails, you never really get a call back. But believe you me, if they are in the building, in the actual brick and mortar offices, when you make phone calls, their phone is ringing. All that stuff is being tracked with the government, believe it. And so they will answer phones. They will return phone calls, because I guess the accountability is increased when they are actually, butts and seats. And I think the DLA is doing that because they recognize that they've had a little bit of a hiccup in the supply chain, because, the pandemic knocked out a lot of businesses, guys. A lot of manufacturers are no longer supporting the DLA. I believe last year I read an article that the DLA had released where they lost over 3,000 small businesses in the past 4 years that have, traditionally supported the DLA. You know what that means for new businesses entering into the space? That's just opportunity for us. And so those 3,000 businesses are probably, failed because, one, the pandemic, two, people get old. We don't live forever, so, companies, they come and go. And so and I imagine the pandemic, sped that process up, but getting involved with government contracting at this point in time, fiscal year 2024, this is your year. This is your year to get involved, because the opportunities are teeming at the seams. There's so many opportunities as it relates to getting involved and taking your piece of the pie, creating, getting your piece of the market share, and then owning that. And you do that by learning, by training, coaching, seeking coaching, things of that nature. And then last but not least, networking. And talked a little bit about it with LinkedIn and everything else that we got going on. We're going to have, I got the Patreon that I launched a few weeks ago for those of you who have graduated from any of my my master classes. And I'll talk a little bit about that in the next couple of slides, about those master classes that I have involved, that I've created. And they're fantastic. I have nothing but great feedback from folks who have taken those classes. And I don't believe anyone who's taken a class hasn't at least won one DLA contract. For those of you who have taken the master class, if I haven't heard from you, or you're still struggling with master classes, and you're, not master classes, you're struggling with government contract awards, reach out to me and let me know kind of what you're experiencing. And hopefully you're being consistent, because you have to bid daily, because government contracting is similar to like the lottery. You got to play to win, and you got to play often, so you want to get into a habit of just bidding, because the more you bid and the more you don't win, the more you'll learn. And then once you kind of find your sweet spot, you'll start to win, and then you'll understand how to win the big ones that will help change your business and change your life. Okay, cool. And I also have been talking a lot about my exclusive affiliate marketing program. A lot of folks were kind of complaining. I get emails every now and then saying, man, I really would like to take your master class, but I just don't have the money in order to invest in yourself. And I get it, and I understand that. And so I've created some different ways that you can still get involved and to help spread the word. And I created an affiliate marketing program. And I got this little soundboard when I'm start playing around with. But yeah, it's a way for you to make money by just promoting things, systems that I've already built. And with that money that you make, you can reinvest that into yourself. So that wouldn't be an out-of-pocket expense for you, but it would take you to tap into your personal, your warm market network, just to say, hey, take a look at this guy's content. They may be empowered and inspired by what I put out there to get involved. And if they take the master class and they're interested in learning more about the DLA, hey, you'll get a commission, a hefty commission. So if you're interested in learning more about my affiliate marketing programs as it relates to my masterclass, my portfolio of masterclasses, feel free to shoot me an email at the FED.Contracting at nmsupply.com. I also put the information in the description of this video that you can come back on your replay or whatever and learn more about how to get involved with my affiliate marketing program. I was talking in my last live stream about, my continuous learning programs that I've decided to launch. And for those of you who have been part of my CMCC channel, last year we had the commander level, and it was great. At the commander level, I had it at a very low kind of barrier of entry to get involved in talking directly with me, and that blew up. It was awesome. And I kind of saw that there was a lot of information being exchanged, but I wasn't sure if it was a fair exchange of the information that I was providing to what the content was all about. So I launched the Brigadier General level effective January 1st this year. And that's a little bit higher price point for that subscription to my members only content for my bi-monthly live streams. For those of you who choose not to take a masterclass because you say, hey, man, I don't need a masterclass. I can kind of figure this out on my own, but I still would like to have access to, some coaching. So I've created the Brigadier General level for those of you who want to get involved and be a part of my scheduled bi-monthly live streams on YouTube. So it's open to the general public. Feel free to go ahead and sign up there because we're going to be having some great content coming down the pipe as it relates to answering any and all questions you have related to the DLA. And we're going to have those sessions bi-monthly on the weekends, Saturdays and or Sundays. And I'll let you guys know ahead of time. I mean, there's a lot of benefit to being part of my members only content. Not only are you getting access to the videos, but I send you nuggets of information about what's going on behind the scenes with the DLA, because as you guys know, the DLA doesn't do a very good job marketing who they are. So you kind of got to have people who are on the inside that can kind of bubble up that information so that you can be in the right place at the right time to capitalize on some of the good information that's out there to empower your small business and or medium or large business in being successful with the DLA. So a lot of that benefit comes from you guys, exchanging with me and investing with me and a lot of the work that I'm doing in this space. Last but not least, well, actually, two more things. I have a DLA coaching program. I call it the DCP. I'm all about acronyms. As you guys know, the U.S. military is all about acronyms too. So pardon my dust as I create these acronyms. But my DLA coaching program, again, is similar to the Brigadier General program on the YouTube space. It's part of YouTube, but it's through the Patreon channel. And so it's going to be basically the same type of information that you'll get just being part of the Brigadier General level, but it's strictly for folks who have graduated from any of my master classes. You'll be invited to come over to my DCP program via Patreon. So it's by invite only. And you'll be able to participate with my bi-monthly live streams where you invite you over to StreamYard. You can basically mic up and camera up and we can share screens and just get involved in supporting any of the efforts or any of the projects that you're working on, I should say, with the DLA. And one thing before talking about my interactive workshops, I want to show another thing to you guys. I was running across some information as it relates to the Department of Defense. And there is a newsletter. There's an official website with the US Gov, as you can see on screen here. And I look at this on a daily basis, and it's just amazing to see the types of contracts that the federal government is awarding on a daily basis. And this is a little bit dated. This is December 22nd, 2023, but I wanted to bring this up for one of two reasons. One, when I was reading this article, they break it down. They break it down with the different divisions of the military and contracts that are out there. So this is the U.S. Navy making direct awards. And I mean, just looking at these dollar values, guys, I mean, here is a $772 million contract, right? The Navy's awarded. But I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking about the different branches of the military, but I want to specifically go into the DLA. So that's the Navy. Let me keep scrolling. Watch this, guys. This is going to blow your mind because it blew my mind. So we have another division within the DoD, the Defense Finance and Accounting Service, DFAS. You know, for those of you who do business with the DLA or the federal government, hopefully you've heard the acronym DFAS. That's the agency that pays us through the WAF program, for example. But anyway, so that's DFAS. And then we got the Army that's here. But I'm going to keep scrolling because the DLA is going to be called out here too. And there is the illustrious DLA, the Defense Logistics Agency. And so I read this article. Again, this article was released on December 22nd last year, so not too long ago. But they talk about this company called Crown Clothing in Vineland, New Jersey, was awarded a maximum $66 million contract. This is a firm fixed price with economic price adjustments, indefinite delivery, indefinite quantity contract for men's dress coats and collars. Here, I'm gonna highlight that. Men's dress coats and collars. So, you know, when we think about products that the DLA buys, you know, it's not always just manufactured, like precision machining products, you know. So the DLA is buying clothing. And this company that's based in Vineland, New Jersey, was awarded a $66 million contract. All right. It says this was a competitive acquisition with 3 responses, just 3. So, you know, like if you guys are connected to apparel companies or textiles or know anything about the textile business, this is a customer that you can get involved with in learning more about the requirements and competing. Look, they only had 3 responses. Our company, we're not part of the apparel business that relates to creating military clothing. We do have a small business within our company that does. Well, that's another conversation. But anyway, so there were 3 responses received. They say this is a 5-year contract with no option periods. The ordering period is end date. The ordering period end date is December 21st, 2028. Using military service is the Marine Corps. So this is the company that, this is the division of the U.S. government that put out the purchase rec that then created the solicitation by the DLA that was released, guess where? On DIBBS. And I'll show you in a second. Type of appropriation is fiscal year 2024 through 2029, Defense Working Capital Funds. The contracting activity is the Defense Logistics Agency Troop Support in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And then they also release the contract number. All right, so that's the contract number. So check this out, guys. I had already done that before starting this video up, but here I'll just show you this real quick. Let me go over on DIBBS. So you guys can all do this as well. When you go over on DIBBS, we're going to go into the awards section here. And notice I'm not even logged into DIBBS. So this is where you can do some of that intel without even having a username and password to get you involved in DIBBS. Hey, by the way, 5 concurrent viewers. Thank you. And I got 3 likes. Hey, give me a couple more likes. It would be great to have parity to my likes. So if you're liking the content, you guys are watching this, go ahead and hit me a like. Let me know that you're loving what the DLA guru is cooking in the kitchen here. But let me paste this contract number and just click submit, because you can look at the award history. Now, take a look at this. All right. So they're showing that this contract was awarded on December 22nd, as the article states. And you'll see that this company, Award Cage, is here. I'll click that in a second. A $66 million contract. And so you may wonder, like, it's not like they kept getting $66 million contracts, but what you're seeing here, they're showing the NSNs that are a part of this, are the part numbers of like the men's collar, you know, men's coats and collars, or whatever the apparel products are. These are national stock numbers that link back to what those parts are. So you'll see that that number keeps changing, but these are all was being procured within this basic award package. It's a 5-year indefinite delivery contract, $66 million. Imagine that. Only 3 companies competed for this. All right. So this is why federal contracting and understanding how to do this type of work is so important. And if you click here on this cage code, it tells you that the company's name is Crown Clothing. They're in Vinland, New Jersey. Never been up there. I went to school in upstate New York, but never. Well, I think Newark, New Jersey is the only city I ever visited in New Jersey, but not sure. If you guys are watching the content out there, you may be in this area. You may know something about Crown Clothing. If you didn't, hey, learn who these folks are. That way, when another opportunity like this may surface, that you're able to at least have some knowledge about how to get involved. What I'm doing now, I'm highlighting this. This looks like a national stock number. I'm just kind of doing a random highlight. I'm doing this on the fly, but I'm going to go into a business tool that we use called SAI Global. And if you guys watch a lot of my content, I use this tool, especially if you're going through my MasterClasses or if you've worked directly with me one-on-one. I talk a lot about SAI Global and how powerful this tool is to give you the intel, the knowledge you'll need in order to do business with the DLA. So I'm going to drop this number in there because it looks like an NSN to me, just to see what comes back. Great. It does pop back. And it tells you that this particular coat collar that's on this master award for $66 million over the next 5 years is gives you the mil spec on this particular coat collar. Not exactly sure what it is. I've never seen it before, but it tells you that this is a military specification. So this company that won this contract has the ability to understand what this mil spec is for this particular part or this product that's part of their master contract. And then having the right kind of business tools and the intel by clicking on the NIN, I'm going to go do a little deeper dive using this business tool that I highly recommend, if not SAI Global or something like it, that can give you the intel on what these items are. So it'll tell you a little bit there. Let's see if there are any drawings. Sometimes you get lucky and you find some drawings on these stuff, or there's some technical characteristics. And this tells you a little bit about what this, I'm just kind of using this as an example, but you'll see that cloth name, I'm not even going to butcher the name. I've never seen that. It was a gabardine, some type of cloth. Maybe it's some kind of fire retardant material or something. But anyway, so it tells you a lot of like technical characteristics as it relates to this. And of course, if you're trying to get more involved and you want to get a breakdown of this military spec, that's where you get involved in talking with the contract administrator. Like you do a deeper dive into these items to see if this is something that your company can produce, right? And within a military spec, right? And so this is pretty cool because it shows you that. Also, there's a procurement history along that's connected to this particular product. And you'll see that Crown Clothing that won this contract for $66 million on December 22nd, 2023, they have been selling this particular coat collar to the DLA since 2019. So this company is what, it would be almost a monopoly on this space. But you see, they had 3 different competitors that went after it, but Crown Clothing won it, possibly because it's something that, they built custom for the DLA and the DLA is happy with it. But that doesn't necessarily mean that you don't have the ability to get the information, get the technical specifications, and see if you can also produce the same product at a better price, better efficiencies and things of that nature to support the warfighter. All right. So this is just a great opportunity to just showcase that this is real money. These are real agencies, and the barriers to entry are fairly low and not a lot of competition. So getting involved in understanding how to do this type of work is paramount if you're looking to pivot and change your life. And it took me 20 years to get to this point, guys, but keep in mind, I have not been doing the DLA for 20 years straight. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I've done some things here, there, everywhere, but I mean, my claim to fame is, I just have a lot of knowledge about a lot of different things, but the DLA has always been, I've always had a love for the DLA because it was the first federal contract agency, where I started to understand early on as a young lad of how I could get involved as a solopreneur and, working a 9 to 5 and doing this, burning as I would say, burning the midnight oil, burning the candle at both ends of the stick. And so that's why, the DLA is just, I highly recommend you guys learn more about it. But anyway, so that's that. And then I'm not going to break down this Gauls LLC, but just to let you know that, they were awarded a maximum $7.5 million indefinite. These are called IDIQ contracts. And this is a 1-year contract with no option periods, right? So they got a 12-month contract for $7.5 million. I'm not going to break it all the way down, but I'm curious to see if this particular award, sometimes they post awards on DIBBS, sometimes they don't. I think you can get them. If you don't find them on DIBBS, you can go to sam.gov and you can find them on SAM. And you can also probably find the contract information on USA Spin as well. But I'm kind of lazy, so I just kind of start with the DLA's DIBBS website here. But anyway, I put that in. Yeah, there it is. $7.5 million contract. These for firemen's boots. So this is another apparel type contract, guys. So there's Gauls. They're based in Lexington, Kentucky. I'm curious to see if they say how many people competed on this. This was a fixed price. No, this was a competitive acquisition with one response. One response received. They got one bid that came in. I'm curious. I said I wasn't going to do a deep dive, but now I'm really curious to see if Gauls has been winning this thing. Let's do a little intel on here because, wow, that is pretty cool. Let me. It was a competitive bid and only one bid came in. Wow. All right. So by putting in the NSN to see what this item is, okay, these are the firemen's boots. And so this means that they are providing you with federal. This is a military specification, basically. Whenever you see a company name that says federal commercial item by the GSA, it's a federal specification that they're going by. And so here are part numbers. These are the part number, the mil-spec part numbers that are called out. And then I'm just curious to find out the past award history on this guy. Let's see here. Uh-oh. 1 second. I got too much stuff going on here. Okay, there. That's what I wanted. Okay, fireman's boots. And then procurement history. Well, actually, before doing that, let's see if there are any drawings on this guy. No drawings there. Technical characteristics. Okay, here's some technical characteristics you can kind of find. Let's say if you wanted to see if you can source this particular boot. It gives you some basic high-level characteristics. No pictures or anything here, but this is just the start of the Intel journey that you go on. And then you look at the procurement history to find out, okay, who has been selling this to the DLA and why only one company bid on this and won it. And so this shows you, I'm going to increase the number of all the information that's in here. So you'll see that I'm just going to scroll down real quick. It shows you Norcross Safety back in 2008. So the DLA has kind of been buying, these boots since 2008. And you'll see the numbers here, 29 boots, 50 boots here, 24, 26. So they're not buying a whole lot of these boots, but, as time has gone on, as the years are getting, closer and closer to present day. But, you'll see here that Paragon was in there. Basically, Paragon owned this thing for for the 2022, and then you had Tom Smith Fire Equipment Company came in and sold a few pair of boots here, and then all of a sudden, they did an IDIQ, and we had this company, Gauls LLC. So it's interesting. Gauls LLC. They didn't even have pass award on this thing. This is pretty cool because, here, where is that at? Okay. I'm looking for Gauls in here to see if we find if Gauls has sold it. No, I mean, it went from Norcross to W.S. Darley to Fisher Scientific was in there. Then Paragon came in and took the business, and then Tom Smith, and then Gauls comes in and steals it from everybody. You got a $7.5 million contract. Pretty cool. Kudos to Gauls for coming in there. If we want to find out a little bit more information about who Gauls is, let's find out. Drop their cage code in there. So Gauls has a few NSNs under their belt. So, they're not new to the DLA, as you can see. And I'm curious to find out if this guy is a manufacturer or if they're just a distributor. All right. So they're based in Lexington, Kentucky. They're not recognized as a small business. So this guy, D means what? How many employees they got? They got 751 to 1,000 employees. So they would not be considered, in my opinion, a small. They might be maybe considered a medium-sized business here, but it all depends on how they're registered within SAMs as well. But they have a website. They've been around since 1967, so they've been around longer than I've been alive. You know, and this company, they are into the manufacturing sector. Okay. So, and then, you know, here's some contact information there. But yeah, so it looks like they may be a pure manufacturer coming up out of Lexington, Kentucky. I'm not sure if you guys know anything about this company, but, you know, it just is just a testament that, you know, there's always these contracting opportunities that are out there. The DLA awards over 10,000 contracts every single day. All right. So it's really just a matter of you guys getting involved, learning what the DLA is cooking, and figuring out how you can come in there and steal some of this market share, just like Gauls just stole the market share from those other incumbent companies, you know. So the DLA doesn't have loyalty as it relates to just one business. If you're able to produce that product and you can get on-time delivery, you can produce that product to support the warfighter, matching the salient characteristics of that particular product, the sky's the limit for what you can do. And that's all going to be done through networking, building relationships, building teaming. Don't forget prayer. It's going to be prayer. I think my last video was talking about, is the DLA a spiritual journey? Yes, it is. It's very spiritual, you know. And so for those of you that understand that nothing can be done without the creator, you have to be aligned spiritually, as well as getting training, seeking coaching, building your team, putting the right foot forward and taking that step. And then the next steps will be taken, but you have to have the right alignment in order to have the mindset to go after these types of opportunities. And again, this world of YouTube and what I'm doing here is just trying to connect the dots, things that I've never done before, trying to reach out and reach other people who are like-minded so that we may be able to network together to create something magnificent, to go after these bigger contracts through a teaming component. Again, my goal this year is to support 100 new businesses, 100 new businesses that I feel would be fantastic to be a part of this growing family, where we'll be able to interact with each other, joint venture and partner, and go after these larger contracts, support each other through financing, support each other through delivery, labeling, packaging, manufacturing, boots on ground. Hey, you know, James, hey, good morning. You know, so just like, for example, hey, James, I got a vendor that's in your backyard and I can't get down. I can't get on the plane to get down there to go take them to lunch, man. It'd be great if we can bring you into the fold where you may be able to work with this vendor and, you know, on behalf of our joint venture, and you put, you know, skin to skin for this opportunity, for us to work together on these opportunities. You know, things like that, I think, is the goal for my goal for supporting 100 new businesses going forward this year and beyond, right? Another thing that I wanted to talk about is that I launched an interactive advanced DLA vendor workshop. You know, I've been getting a lot of folks that say, hey, you know, I like MasterClasses, but I really don't like, you know, working or learning. That's not my learning style, to sit back and just watch a pre-recorded video. You know, I'd like to do more information. I'd like to learn the information by way of virtual workshops. You know, like, let's say you literally like to talk face to face, or, you know, like you learn by direct interaction, you know, like dynamic interactions. Instead of being asynchronous, it'll be synchronous, you know, like we are there. So I launched again, let me bring this back on the screen. Wait a minute, do this way. I launched an interactive advanced DLA vendor workshop. It's a 3-day workshop. And I have this workshop available right now. My plan is to have no more than 3 folks sitting in on the workshop, because I think if you have more than 3, we just really can't. It's hard to get through. It's so taxing to have too many people, especially in a dynamic virtual setting. So I want to have a minimum of 2 folks, two business people that come in to these 3-day workshop, and each day they're going to be 3 consecutive days. And it's going to be, I think my first workshop is going to be on January the 15th through January 18th. So we got a little over 9 days or so before the workshop launches. I think right now I haven't had anyone register for the workshop. So it's out there, it's available. So if it fits your schedule and you're interested in doing a more virtual training versus the pre-recorded training, I do offer an interactive DLA, advanced DLA vendor workshop, and that's available for you guys to get involved. And again, I'm only going to allow a minimum of 2, maximum of 3 folks. So like basically, if I get 2 folks that sign up for the workshop, I more than likely will shut the door, and it'll just be those 2 companies that will be able to sit with me over a 3 consecutive day, 4 hours a day. And I believe it's going to be from 10 to 2, I think, or 10. Yeah. Is it 4 hours? 10, 11, 12, 1, 2. Yeah. 10 to 2 on Monday, 10 to 2 on Tuesday, 10 to 2 on Wednesday. And I have the agenda already written out for you guys. And I'll show you how you can learn more about that. You know, I was talking about my master classes that I have out there, and I hate to just always talk master classes, but I know you're going to need this type of training in order to hit the ground running, so that you don't skin your knee. You know, so this is why I put so much energy into this. Again, I have my flagship 8-step to successful federal supply contract business missions to the DLA. This is considered my pre-award masterclass. It's really for new businesses that are new to federal contracting, new to the DLA. Shows you exactly how to get registered with the DLA, how to get, you know, your profile set up. You know, it shows you some tools that you can employ and methodologies that you can use in going after business with the DLA. It's a fantastic masterclass. It's my largest selling masterclass right now, because there's a lot of new folks that are coming into the federal contracting arena. I think I actually reduced or put some discounts or some coupons that are out there, I should say, for this particular masterclass. So it's not as, I guess, painful for new businesses to get involved, where you don't really know if you really can, got what it takes to get involved. But again, the master classes that are out there are really for folks that are confident. It's not, you don't want to half-ass it. You don't want to say, yeah, I'm not so sure, so I'm only going to do bare minimum. No, you got to do the bare maximum in order to really go after this. These are $7.5 million contracts, $66 million contracts. These types of contracts require folks that say, hey, I got the stuff. I just need the information. And so here's the information for you. I also launched my post-award masterclass, meaning if you get a DLA contract and you don't know exactly how to perform, how to interpret all that information, how to package, label, how to effectively ship and invoice. So, to close the loop on getting the award, I launched my post-award masterclass, which is the 4 steps to general post-award process to successfully complete supply contracts with DLA. Again, these 2 masterclasses are pre-recorded. So that means you'll sit in, if that's a great learning style for you, fantastic. But for those of you who don't have that type of learning style, I have a 4th masterclass that I launched about a week ago, and I'll talk about that in a second. But my 3rd masterclass that I recommend for those of you that really are serious about getting into the manufacturing aspects, custom manufacturing, whether it be, making custom clothing that may be export controlled, because there may be certain types of materials like fire retardant, textiles or something like that. I've never run across those type of tech data packages, but they may be out there. It's the U.S. military. Who knows? They got a lot of top secret stuff floating around. But you'll need to have access. If you need to have access to those types of drawings, you'll need to be EJCP certified, which stands for Enhanced Joint Certification Program. All right, and that's a program that's put together for manufacturers and distributors in Canada and the United States. And you have to go through the U.S. Navy by way of the DLA in order to get EJCP certified. It's a very convoluted process. And so I launched a masterclass that allows you to have a 4-step process to get EJCP certified if you follow my steps within 14 days tops. All right. So our company is EJCP certified. And what that does, it allows you to, if you have access to C folders on DIBBS, when you go into C folders and when you click that little button that says tech documents, if you ever click it and there are no tech documents available, that means that you need to be EJCP certified in order for those tech documents to be available for you to download. But anyway, it's a great masterclass that'll help you to understand exactly how to get EJCP certified without spending a lot of time trying to figure that out. And last but not least, the masterclass of all masterclasses, my 3-day training. I call it my interactive advanced DLA vendor workshop. This particular workshop, again, is basically a culmination of masterclasses 1, 2, and 3. That is my pre-award, post-award, and well, actually, I shouldn't say EJCP because we don't really get into the EJCP aspects of this for this workshop agenda, but it's really going to get into the methodologies. How do you price components? How do you do the competitor analysis, up front? And then how do you put together a bidding strategy? We're going to be talking a lot about your company and what you may be interested in getting involved with based on your know-how and your knowledge base. All right. So you're going to have to come with some prerequisites. And so again, I'll put the link in the description below, as well as put it in the chat. I'll do that now for those of you that might want to kind of take a look at what the master classes are looking like. And when you go over to this masterclass link, take a look at that, especially if that's your learning style, where you like to learn virtually, like real time. You like to do more of a synchronous type of like micing up, cameraing up. We're going to be doing this on Zoom. We're going to have 4-hour trainings, that are, not just open, like, what are your questions, but it's going to be a very structured training where it allows you to have prerequisites that is some solicitations that you're interested in. We're going to do a deep dive into understanding those solicitations, understanding more about your business in a classroom setting that's going to be metered. Again, imagine 2 to 3 businesses where not only are you guys coming in and talking, we're interacting, but you're networking at the same time. You're beginning to establish relationships. And, like from a very ground floor level, it's the vision that I have with these workshops. And then, so that'd be like day 1. Day 2, we would talk about contracts as you've actually awarded. So I really prefer folks that want to get involved with the 3-day workshops to not just be green behind the ears. I think it'll be great if you have solicitations that you have in place. You also have some awards that you've won, and you're just interested in just not making mistakes. So basically, think pre-award, post-award, all together in one. And then day 3, we're going to really dive into vendor development. That is how to build your internal team and external teams to further position your company on being successful with the DLA by the methodologies that we employ. I would say proven best practices as it relates to just the foundation of how to get started versus you just being out there and willy-nilly it and trying to build the plane while you're flying it and things like that, where you can run the risk of making some major mistakes that may block you out of the blessings that the DLA has for you. You just kind of got to know that. Anyway, so I put together those workshops that hopefully will help you along your DLA journey, and also to help to increase your networking opportunities. Again, I just put the link in the chat below if you want to find out more about these master classes to get involved. I urge you to take a look at what I got. So yeah, thanks for watching. I said that I was only going to do a 30-minute session, and it ended up being an hour. I love talking about this type of stuff. So fantastic there. I got a few comments in the comments there below. Addie, I'm not sure if you're still there, and sorry, sometimes I get a little long-winded when I get excited about this type of stuff, but if you're still there, Addie wrote, "Hi, my son is unable to log into DIBBS if I'm on. Has that happened to you? I sent you an email for a one-on-one consult, but I haven't received a response yet." Okay, so Addie, I'm not sure that I received your email. I would say please send it again, because it may have went into my spam, especially, I don't know if what type of email that you're sending to me, but yeah, make sure that you got the email. It's on screen there. It's the FED.Contracting at nmsupply.com. And I'll be sure to respond to you on how you can schedule a one-on-one consult with me. And I will say that, yeah, you cannot piggyback on the same username and password. Addie, within DIBBS, you can create a sub-user account for your son. So you'll have your master account through your username and password, and then you have to go into the settings that allow you to bring on a sub-user under your company's profile. So that's probably why you guys can't do it together. All right, just FYI on that. And again, when you shoot me a link, shoot me an email. We can schedule one-on-one. I can, show you a little bit more about that, as well as any other things that you may have questions on too, Addie. So thanks for that comment. Okay, cool. Let's see here. Yeah, Dammy, thanks again for, you know what? Yeah, I can show, yeah, this is pretty cool. I'm still kind of learning how to use LinkedIn here. Okay, so we got Dammy there. Yeah, I'm just gonna put it on the screen. Yeah, but Dammy, she says that, or she says that I just requested to join the LinkedIn group. Fantastic. I'll take a look at your request and I'll make sure that I get you approved to come on in at the close of today's live stream. So thank you for that. And we got James in the building. All right, James. All right. Yes, James. Yeah, I have your email there for sure. Okay, so Addie, you're still there. Cool. Oh, yeah. Hey, James. Yeah, you said that you responded. Here, let me put this on the screen there. He says, I responded to your offer about the solicitation, but I haven't heard back from you. And so, yeah, what James is talking about is that, for there are opportunities where through partnership, where if let's say in this case, James he's a service disabled veteran owned company. And so we are working with a manufacturer that has the ability to make these precision machine parts. We've worked with them in the past and had some success. And there was a solicitation that's out there that's a set aside for service disabled vets. So what we do in that case is we find companies that we vet. James is one of those companies. He's been part of our CMCC membership family for quite some time. And I thought it'd be great to bring James into the fold. And so I submitted to him a pricing for this particular opportunity that he could then, price it out and serve as the potential prime for a DLA award under the auspices of the Service Disabled Vet program. And if James was able to get the award, the plan is that he will be able to work with my company and our team to get that product procured and delivered. So it's almost, where he would bring the value add in as it relates to managing the contract, managing the award. We would still find, some of the opportunities working with James since he's new to the DLA, where, there's some real on the job training where, teaching them how to do the labeling and things like that. These are the kinds of things that I like to offer to new businesses that want to get involved, because James can make some money. I can make some money. My manufacturing base can make some money. We all can make some money together by finding ways to work together. And so, James, yeah, you haven't heard back because the award hasn't been released yet. And so we're just in the holding pattern to see, if, well, actually, you were here before me if you bid it, but if that's what we're talking about, offer about the solicitation, I think that's what we're talking about. But yeah. So as soon as you get the award is how, we would move about. And if you get a traceability request, of course, you work it through us to get that done. So I'm just putting it on the screen there to let you guys know that, when I'm talking about doing business with 100 new businesses this year, this is the type of things that I'm talking about. But it's all about people do business with people they know, like, and trust. So I got to know who you are. I got to trust you. I got to have communication. We got to break some bread in order for us to kind of begin to work together as a team. All right, James, not sure if I answered your question on that, but if I did, let me know. Or if I missed it, I'm not exactly sure if we're talking the same thing because I'm just reading this on the fly. And then Addie, okay, great. You sent it over to me again. Fantastic. Yeah, I'll take a look at your email once it comes across, and then we'll link from there. Okay, so James says, okay, so I have the green light to bid on it. I didn't want to bid if I didn't have. Oh, that's what it was. Yeah. I'm sorry. I guess I misunderstood the email when you sent it over to me. I thought that you said that you were going to bid it. Yeah, James, go ahead and bid it. Yeah, man, that's a viable opportunity. And I think it's a pretty nice contract award if we're able to get it working with you. So just make sure that you don't overprice it so that you knock yourself out of the contention to potentially get the award, because the DLA is only going to award to best price, best availability. All right. And, that's just one of thousands of opportunities to come, So, again, you guys in my, watching the content and learning more about the DLA, these are the type of opportunities that I want to present to newcomers to the DLA. But again, you got to follow the pipeline. You got to I have to make sure that you guys are investing in yourself through what I've created, because now we can all get on the same page and talk the same language. No sense in you talking French and I'm talking English. You know, we can't do business like that. We have to kind of be talking the same language. And the way we talk the same language is by using the same tools, by using the same methodologies, by using the same approach, because there are more than one way to skin the cat, as you guys always hear me say, but some ways you don't get scratched. And so I want to have 100 businesses that understand the DLA how I understand the DLA. And so these are the systems that I put in place to make that happen. So hopefully that all kind of jives and makes sense. You know, I'm really excited about this year, about achieving my goals of helping 100 new businesses get involved in DLA and win viable contracts that can change your life and change the trajectory of your business. And keep in mind, I'm going to my opening chart here. Let me go back real quick. Keep in mind, get training, seek coaching, build your team, continuous networking, and prayer. This is how we're going to make the DLA work for us this year. All right. And in closing, I'm going to read one more comment because this is going longer than what I wanted. And I'm glad that you guys are in the building. Got 7 viewers, 5 likes. Awesome. It'll be available on the replay as well. Dami says, let me put this up. It says, hey, Kiwi, I would like the opportunity to be a part of the 100 businesses you help out this year. What's the best way to get involved? Yeah, Danny, the best way to get involved is, one, get involved with my training. You know, that's where I think is going to be the starting blocks of it all. If, you know, whatever type of masterclass that you think would be great for your organization, whether it be my post award, whether it be my pre-award, whether it be the JCP, if you want to get involved with the 3-day workshop, I even have a 360-degree training that encompasses all 3 masterclasses for the, you know, for a discounted price point in order to get involved. When I see that you're getting involved and investing in your company that way, Danny, that is going to be a direct feedback to me that you are looking to really get this thing started up, right? And not only when you do the master classes, you'll have, when you graduate from the master classes, you'll have one-on-one sessions built in as bonuses that you'll be able to work with me through a 1-hour one-on-one Zoom calls where we can talk shop and get to really know each other. And that's how that's the best way that I see getting involved. That way we're speaking the same language. And if it's not via the master classes, because you may think that you don't need it, or the workshops, or getting involved with the CMCC channel at the brigadier general level, you know, that's another way that you can kind of get involved and begin to bubble up and show, you know, show improve and show up and, you know, be a part of this movement of the DLA vendor movement that I'm looking to create this year. So I think that's the best way of getting involved. Hopefully that answers your question, Dami, as well as any other folks that are out there that may be interested in being a part of this 100 new business outlook that I have going forward. And I think, you know, just working together, I think we can get it done, guys, you know, and I'm really excited about, you know, partnership opportunities to grow in this space. But yeah, so we got 6 concurrent. Well, we had 7, now we got 6. You know, that's going to close out my conversation for the day. A lot of information that's out there. I got a lot more coming this year. So thanks again for the eyes on the content. Thanks again for the likes. Thanks again for your trust and, you know, what the DLA guru is cooking over here. So yeah, be sure to take a look at some more of my videos. I have a bunch of videos in my catalog that will teach you a lot of ins and outs about what the DLA is really all about. It'll, you know, kind of wet your palate a little bit and get you more excited, more to be, you know, empowered, get you inspired to move the needle in the right direction of getting more training and things of that nature to do business with the DLA. So without any further ado, I'll see you guys at the top.